Hello everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Kat. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom, and an avid reader. If you've been here before, welcome back. This is Sister TBR Swap Part 2, in which my younger sister Lauren and I made TBRs for each other for the month of September. September for me always is a tricky month because it is the first month that I am back in the classroom along with my daughter and her starting co-op for the year, plus all of our homeschool stuff and keeping house, all that fun stuff. So what normally happens is I either really escape into reading and get a lot read, or I go the other way and get almost nothing read. Lauren picked for me 5 novels, and along with that, I have 4 book club picks and 1 book that's in a series that I've been trying to get read this year. So let's hop right in. The first book that Lauren picked for me is Where the Crawdads Sing by Dahlia Owens. In this one, we have the Marsh Girl. She's kind of this community outcast. And I'm sorry, I'm going to look at my notes here. So for years, rumors of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barkley Cove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be touched and loved. When 2 young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself up to a new life until the unthinkable happens. So this one, I actually have seen the movie once with my older siblings, with my biological siblings, when I went out to California for a funeral for my aunt. So I kind of remember what happens. I also haven't read the book yet because I heard a lot of people talk about how slow this one is starting. I'm hoping because I've already watched the movie and I kind of know the pacing of the movie that hopefully I will enjoy the book more than had I read it the other way around. The next book that my sister picked for me should be a hit, and it's because of who the author is. It's Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I've read several of his books now and have really enjoyed them. This one is more in this one is in the adult genre, so I think I will like it more than I have liked his middle grades, but we'll have to see. Here is what Neverwhere is about. It is the story of Richard Mayhew, a young London businessman with a good heart and an ordinary life, which is changed forever when he discovers a girl bleeding on the sidewalk. He stops to help her, an act of kindness that plunges him into a world he never dreamed existed. Slipping through the cracks of reality, Richard lands in Neverwhere, a London of shadows and darkness, monsters and saints, murderers and angels that exist entirely in the subterranean labyrinth. Neverwhere is a home to Dor, the mysterious girl Richard helped in the London above. Here in Neverwhere, Dor is a powerful noblewoman who has vowed to find the evil agent of her family's slaughter and thwart the destruction of this strange underworld kingdom. If Richard is ever to return to his former life and home, he must join Lady Dora's quest to save her world, and may well die trying. This one is that, what are they called? This one is a portal fantasy, so I think I'm going to really enjoy this, but we will have to see how it goes. The next title that Lauren suggested for me to read is Seed by Anaya Alborn. As I was reading the description for this one, it kind of reminded me of Gods in Alabama by Jocelyn Jackson, which might be why she recommended this, but it's also a horror, not a mystery or a contemporary. So it could be she picked it for the horror aspect. I'm not sure. Here's what it's about. As a young boy, Jack Winter fled his rural roots in Georgia, vowing never to look back. This is the statement that reminded me of Gods in Alabama. Years later, the new life he has built is threatened by a sinister presence that looms dead ahead. When Jack, his wife Amy, and their two small children survive a near-fatal car accident, 6-year-old Charlie starts to change, taking on a new and frightening personality. Amy struggles to understand what is happening to her little girl. But Jack already knows. The horror that once came to him as a child has found him again. So obviously it deviates from Gods in Alabama, but that kind of, it's very reminiscent of the leaving home, vowing never to go back, and having home interrupt your life. Like I said, this one is horror. I am looking forward to this just by the description, and I hope that it's as good as the description sounds. The next title that Lauren has picked for me is Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. Reading this description makes me wonder if she picked this one because of our Twilight shared enjoyment, or if it's just because she has been enjoying the werewolf fantasies and I kind of have avoided them to this point. But here is what this one's about. What's the worst thing that can happen to a werewolf? Unable to shift for 3 months, Mateo Cruz knows all too well. His wolf has taken up residence in his head, haunting him day and night with vividly violent and carnal thoughts. Convinced he's cursed, he needs the help of a powerful witch before he literally goes insane. Evie Savoy has always obeyed the house rules of her coven. No werewolves. They're known for being moody and volatile. So, when a distempered, dangerous werewolf strolls into her bar and almost strangles one of her late-night customers, she's ready to bounce him through the door. But the desperation in his eyes when he begs her to help him softens her heart and convinces her to bend the rules. What Evie doesn't know is that Mateo's wolf has a mind of his own. And now that she's in his sights, he only wants one thing, her. So this, I am sure, is a fantasy romance. And it sounds like a lot of fun. I haven't avoided werewolf tales on purpose. It's just kind of been what's happened. But I have read several werewolf shape-shifting books, and I always enjoy them. So I am looking forward to this one. So my sister has given me a mystery, a portal fantasy, a horror, a werewolf romance, and to round it out, she gives me what seems like is going to be a rom-com type book. And this is Faking Mrs. Right by Claire Kingsley. Originally, when I just glanced at her list, I thought she was giving me a Susanna Kearsley novel, which is an author that we both enjoy. And so when I looked it up, I went, oh, I messed this up. So here is what Faking Mrs. Right is. Everly Dalton is a walking, talking, martini drinking, dating disaster. Forget kissing frogs, she can't even get past the first date. But at work, she's a badass, a long-running assistant billionaire. The longest running assistant billionaire Shepard Calloway has ever had. Her coworkers wonder how she handles the big bad wolf and never gets. Shepard Calloway isn't interested in being anyone's sugar daddy. Tired of women who only want him for his money, he swears off dating, determined to focus on running his empire, until his gold-digging ex hits him where it hurts, putting him in a difficult position. His solution? To have Everly pose as his live-in girlfriend is obviously crazy. But the timing is uncanny. It just so happens Everly needs a favor from her boss, a big and awkward one, and this could ensure everyone gets what they want. Besides, Everly could totally survive a few months of faux romance, except there's a problem. Shepard is supposed to be a single-minded, unemotional robot boss, not an actual human being with a heart and morning wood. Between the awkward bed sharing and tingly fake dates, lines are blurring, and Everly gets to know the real Shepard. She discovers there's more to the man behind the bank account, and faking it gets all too real. So this does have those fake dating tropes in it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This is definitely one of those that, as my husband says, if he weren't a billionaire, it would never be a book. But hey, it's all in good fun. We like to imagine the perfect worlds, right? If you've seen any of my previous TBRs, you know that I have been working this year to get through the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. And this month, I am on, ooh, that's a shiny one, A Breath of Snow and Ashes. This one, we are continuing with Claire, Jamie, Roger, and Brianna as they are in America and trying to navigate through the early days before the Revolutionary War. It is 1772, and our time travelers, Claire, Brianna, and Roger, all know what is coming on the horizon in just 3 years. And so they are trying to help those that they love to make it through and to navigate this very hard time of that balancing act between being a Whig or a patriot. The next book I have on my September TBR is for the Literature Book Club. This is a book club where we just read spicy romance novels and have a great time with it. This month we are reading The Drowned Girls by Laura Ann White, and this seems to be a little bit more of a leaning toward the mystery side. And here's what The Drowned Girls is about. He surfaced 2 years ago, then he disappeared. But Detective Angie Polinero hasn't forgotten the violent rapist who left a distinctive calling card, crosses etched into the flesh of his victims' foreheads. When a comatose Jane Doe is found in a local cemetery, sexually assaulted, mutilated, and nearly drowned. Angie is struck by the eerie similarities to her earlier unsolved rapes. Could he be back? Then the body of a drowned girl, also bearing the marks of the serial rapist, floats up in the gorge, and the hunt for a predator becomes a hunt for a killer. Assigned to Joint Investigative Task Force, Angie is more than ready to prove that she has what it takes to break into the all-male homicide division. But her private life collides with her professional ambitions when she's introduced to her temporary partner, James Maddox, a man she met just the night before in an intense anonymous encounter. Together, Angie and Maddox agree to put that night behind them. But as their search for the killer intensifies, so does their mutual desire. And Angie's forays into the mind of a monster shake loose some unsettling secrets about her own past. How can she fight for the truth when it turns out her whole life is a lie? So we do have that kind of mystery of, trying to find this killer. A little bit of police procedural with her being a homicide detective and trying to, overcome some of those stereotypical, trying to overcome stereotypes that come with a profession that is mostly males. For the Pyramid Book Club, this one is Ascension by Nicholas Binge. The cover for this book is gorgeous, and I am so excited to get my hands on it. This is a new release, so hopefully I will have it in time, and we will see how the read goes. But here's what it's about. The only way out is up. An enormous snow-covered mountain has appeared in the Pacific Ocean. No one knows when exactly it showed up, precisely how big it might be, or how to explain its existence. When Harold Toonmore is contacted by a shadowy organization to help investigate, he has no idea what he is getting into as he and his team sets out for the mountain. The higher Harold's team ascends, the less things make sense. Time moves differently, turning minutes into hours and hours into days. Amid the whipping cold of higher elevation, the climbers' limbs numb and memories of their lives before the mountain begin to fade. Paranoia quickly turns to violence among the crew, and slithering ancient creatures pursue them in the snow. Still, as the dangers increase, the mystery of the mountain compels them to its peak, where they are certain they will find their answers. Have they stumbled upon the greatest scientific discovery known to man, or the seeds of their own demise? This one just, I'm not even quite sure how to explain this one. I'm just really excited to jump into it and see where this book is going to take us. I've never read anything by Nicholas Binge. but the cover and the description definitely have turned me on to this book, and I can't wait to read it. For Book Club Unlimited, our pick is Paradise Club by Tim Meyer. The Book Club Unlimited works to take advantage of for those of us who have Kindle Unlimited and to use it at least once a month, so that we are getting our money's worth in buying a subscription. So here's what this one is about. Welcome to paradise. Sandy beaches, crystalline water, an all-exclusive resort with virtually everything you can think of. A true idyllic paradise. An event is taking place at Paradise Club that wasn't on the brochure. A dangerous game pitting the hotel's guests against a gang of bloodthirsty maniacs. Elliot Harper, family man and FBI agent, is about to find out how fast heaven can become hell when every single vacationer is forced to become a ruthless killer in order to survive. A team of killers have been unleashed, and they won't stop until every guest is dead. Let the mayhem begin. So this one, kind of in the same as Ascension, is going to go a little bit into the minds of, in this case, FBI agents. I enjoy NCIS and the shows similar to that, so this one should be a lot of fun, but we will have to see. So far, I have not been led astray by most of the book clubs that I am in, even to the point where I may disagree with those who didn't enjoy the book. I am a reader who usually can at least find something noteworthy in the book. And then last but not least is for the Backlist Book Club. And this one, we are reading Mark Lawrence's one of Mark Lawrence's series. And the second book in that is Gray Sister. And this one, I'm actually not sure what it's about, nor did I really want to look, because I have, as of this moment, have not read Red Sister yet, and I do want to read the first book in that series first. So I will link below in the description Cassidy's video on this book club along with this series, because I am behind on this one. I didn't find out about it until they had already finished the first book, and so I'm going to play a little catch up, hopefully, in September. And there you have it, the 10 books that I would like to read during the month of September. Is this more than I could possibly finish? Maybe. We will just have to see how September rolls out and how stressed I am and what I use for stress relief during the month of September with school starting. What are some of the books that you are looking forward to reading during September? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.